Hello Fantasy Faithfuls and welcome to Season 3, Episode 4 of CSD Head-2-Head. Today I'm looking at Kenny Golladay and Godwin. So let's dig in.
Stafford, and the pass is caught by Golladay. Golladay is off in the end zone, touchdown.
Starting off, we're breaking down the receiving of Kenny Golladay. Golladay sees most of his targets to the short right, but sees plenty of targets to deep outside zones, with the left being the dominant deep zone, but only slightly, with 13% over the 12. He does struggle with catch rates all across the field. There's plenty of room for improvement here. Catch rates this low in all zones lets you know that there is a lot of instability in the fantasy scoring, even if he managed to reach the 60% benchmark in the short zones, with 70 being the high in the short left. His touchdown rate last year was 4.2%, the 42nd highest in the league. He started 2019 a bit better at 4.7, so we're seeing some improvements even with a small sample size. Furthermore, when the yards per reception are this high with catch rates this low, again it confirms instability. He does really well when he comes down with the ball, but lacks consistency, boom or bust tendencies. Not my favorite attribute.
Winston on third down. Winston throws back of the end zone. Touchdown, Godwin.
Looking at Godwin, Godwin shows trends that lean to a dominant right side. 27% of his targets to the short right and 12% to the deep right. This makes him special in Tampa. He's the only one that has the right side of the field as his dominant one. This is also why he hasn't been better. I'm not saying he has been bad, but it could have been even better. He's way better at catching passes going to the left side of the field. This is a good thing though. The 2019 numbers looks more even in the right-left disparity than before, and his touchdown rate was 7.3% last year, 13th highest in the league, a lot of fantasy points, but down to 5.3 in 2019. Furthermore, he is extremely productive when he comes down with the ball in the short zones, being above average in all three zones. His deep zones are not good at all, and I wish he had a little less targets there and more targets short left and middle.
Concussion protocol earlier in the week, 1st and 10. Stafford deep, he's got him for a touchdown! Golladay!
Analyzing their opponents in week 3, we got the Philadelphia Eagles for Golladay and the New York Giants for Godwin. Golladay matches against the Eagles very well. They struggle deep over the middle, where Golladay is very good. Furthermore, they struggle deep right, but will most likely limit his short left zone. The Giants are a match made in heaven for Godwin. They let up a ton of yards, short middle, short left, and deep middle. The only one of Godwin's strong zones that they're good in is the short right one. The Eagles give up a ton of points, 37.6 per game to wide receivers, and the Giants 36.7. So two teams that struggle against receivers, and seeing the touchdown rate for opposing receivers, it is very likely that we see at least 1 or 2 per game.
Great protection again, and the sideline, it is a touchdown for Tampa Bay to Godwin.
Now let's look at how they perform in some different situations. Both players have been strong at home starting with 2018 and the first 2 games in 2019. A big benefit for Godwin this week home against the Giants. Both of them score more points when they're playing bottom 16 pass defenses, and that is by quite a lot as well. Both perfect this week. Lastly, they are in the same boat in the last category. Both score more points against teams with losing records. Again, a benefit for Godwin, who plays a 0-2 team. Galladay's best situation is playing at home versus a bottom 16 pass defense with a losing record. Godwin's best situation is also playing at home versus a bottom 16 pass defense with a losing record. I would like to take a second to remind you to hit that like button, leave a comment what you think about this video, and subscribe to the channel. I love every interaction I have with y'all, and every little bit helps me put out even more content. Analyzing their red zone trends, Golladay saw 15 red zone targets last year and has seen 2 in 2019. Godwin saw 16 last year and has already seen 3 this year. That gives Golladay a 66.7% share of his team's red zone targets, while Godwin has 42.9. Golladay struggled to take advantage with the red zone targets he had last year, but has made the most of the two in 2019. Godwin, on the other hand, was very strong in the red zone and has continued that trend in the first 2 weeks. And with the Eagles giving up a touchdown on 50% of all opponents' red zone trips, Golladay looks good, but Godwin looks better with the Giants giving up a touchdown on 100% of opponents' red zone trips. It's a clear winner in this section.
3rd down and 10. Stafford sets. Now he throws. What a catch! Golladay, touchdown!
Comparing their numbers, we see that Golladay has the higher ceiling, but it's so small that we can almost ignore it. Godwin has a higher floor, even though the win is only by half a point. The risk factors is a win for Golladay. It is about a 50-50 chance he'll reach his projection this week, while it's a little higher for Godwin. For week 3, I have Golladay projected for 12.4 fantasy points and Godwin for 13.2. With the boom bust numbers, we see that there's a big chance for both of them to score above their ceiling, but they also come with plenty of risk being below the floor, high volatility early on this season. And finally, looking at their pros and cons, this week we have pretty low risk number for Golladay against a terrible pass defense with red zone issues. The game situation on the road versus a one-on-one team is not the best, however. For Godwin, we see that he has a high projection, stronger red zone stats versus a terrible red zone defense with a great game situation and almost a perfect fit against the Giants defense. So, my pick after comparing all these factors in this video is Chris Godwin. Godwin is extremely likely to score a touchdown this week and maybe even 2. I really like how well he fits against the Giants, and that ultimately is what gives him the edge. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more weekly content, and please share this video on social media to help support the channel.
They're sitting at the 20, maybe just outside. Winston to the end zone for Godwin and a touchdown.
Hello Fantasy Faithful, I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check out more of them right here and here. In case you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat.